Hey, it's JR, and welcome to Negotiating 101, your most favorite college course ever. Probably not. Okay, Negotiating 101. It is not always about the money. The money is not always the most important thing that people are wanting to negotiate. It could be a closing date. It could be an inspection period. It could be the amount of earnest money deposit. It could be a financing period. It could be that they want to stay in the house or they want to take occupancy before closing, which would be weird, but it could happen. Or, anything. It could be anything. It's not always the money. So, when you're negotiating, know that it's not always the money. Okay. When a buyer makes an offer, you might find that their getting closing cost assistance from you is more important than the purchase price. Perhaps your house is for sale for $165,000. They've made an offer of $165,000 and requested $3,000 in closing cost assistance. Perhaps, hoping for a good appraisal, you could increase the price, the purchase price, to $168,000, cover those $3,000, and you still can give them their closing costs, and you get your higher purchase price. It all comes down to that. So know that there are different things that are going to be more important to a buyer than the purchase price or the closing costs. Sometimes for a buyer, it's more important that they get help with their closing costs because that keeps more money in their pocket for their move. Okay? All right. Take it or leave it. This has two meanings. One is you could take an item from the house or leave it. Maybe it's going to be important to the next person if that item stays. So you love your refrigerator because it's fingerprintless, and stainless, and it's just so amazing, and you really need it at your next house. But the buyer likes it too. The buyer says, well, I love the house and it's got that refrigerator in it, and I just think that that would be fantastic, and then we wouldn't have to worry about it. So decide whether it's important for you to leave it or take it, or find yourself another refrigerator that's the exact same model when you move. Figure out what's important to you, what's important to the buyer, try to make the thing work out. So is there something you could leave that helps the sale close? And then take it or leave it would also mean a strong tactic in negotiating, where you have a strong position, and you can say, well, our house is a great house, and it's the only one in this neighborhood in this price range, or it's the only one that's available in the neighborhood. And your negotiating tactic could be, take it or leave it. This is the price. These are the terms. Take it or leave it. So, and then make a repair. Make a repair is something that comes down to, okay, before you put your house on the market, you do want to have it ready. You don't want to have a major repair sitting there. Sometimes you can't afford to do it, and I understand that, but then you need to price your home accordingly so that people can actually buy it if it needs a big repair. But make a repair, typically this comes after the inspection, where the buyer is going to request something to be done. And in our area, the as-is contract is the most used contract, but buyers still make requests for repairs even on an as-is contract. I probably would if I were in their situation. I didn't when I bought my house, but maybe I would otherwise. So what this is saying is, if after an inspection a buyer says, we've got all these things that are problems and we would like to have them repaired. If you are okay with either A, repairing, or giving a credit to the buyer, monetary credit, or reducing the price in some way to cover some of those repairs or all of those repairs, then I say it's always better to just make the monetary contribution, because you don't want to get into a situation where they say you were supposed to repair it this way, you repaired it a different way, it's still repaired, but how do we know that it's repaired the way that it was written into the contract? So it's best to not make that repair and instead give a monetary benefit just to move the deal forward. Or you could say, take it or leave it, because it's the only house in the neighborhood and you can do with it what you want. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. This was just a basic negotiating 101. If you have any more questions about negotiating, or you have a specific situation that you would like some guidance on, well, ask your realtor. If they don't know, then you need to get a new realtor and have them help you do it. So if you have any questions, reach out to us and we'll be happy to answer those questions for you. Thank you.